Hello, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your horoscope for March of 2023. We're Aries this month. We've got some planets that are on the move. This is a big month. This is a big month that signals a lot of transition to us. But in a way, while it also is signaling this transition, it's also signaling the transition to us, especially at the end of the month, of your ruling planet Mars getting into the energy of Cancer. So it's also a signal that while there's transition, it is the moving forward kind of transition, and I get really excited about that. But have no doubt, this month is absolutely huge in terms of energy and changes that are coming for us, and we are going to break all of that down. I've got things on screen for you to follow as well so that you can see the dates. I've done pretty well tracking the dates forward and back for you so that you can also see the patterns, okay? Now, before we jump in and get going and talking about what's going on for you, Aries, in March of 2023, please keep in mind that I have a thank you gift going for you guys. I asked some questions in our community tab about why you engage with me, doing a little research and getting to know you and why we engage with each other and how I can serve you better. And as a thank you gift for answering my questions, taking a minute to share, and some of you did an absolutely thorough job at sharing, I'm just offering you a thank you gift as well. So my entire 6-hour Astrology 101 digital class is on sale for you in the description box down below right now for $25. That class normally goes for $80. The package normally goes for $160, so $25. Grab it throughout this particular month. Enjoy it, study, get your basics underneath you. I teach that class. It's just going to be me and you getting in there, walking through planet signs, houses, aspects, elements, and how to bring the story together. So I just want to offer you a really big thank you for traveling with me. And yeah, jump in and enjoy. It's all in the description box down below, okay? All right, Aries. Into the month we go. Now, first and foremost, as we're coming into the month, we're coming in on the 2nd, and we see Mercury moving into the energy of Pisces. Now, Mercury being our planet of the mind, how we think, what we communicate about. Mercury is out of its post-retrograde shadow time right now, which means it's not slowed down anymore. Even though it's moving into this slow energy of Pisces where it doesn't necessarily feel comfortable, it is moving forward. So, as we see Mercury move into Pisces, this is going to light up your 12th house space, Aries, okay? So this is the rest, the rejuvenation space, the go back over your spiritual thoughts, your dreams, trusting your intuition, a delicious meditative practice, right? Some ideas, some ideals, some visions that you have for yourself over the next year, because it's going to be birthday time in just a minute, as you know, right? We're going to be saying happy birthday to our Aries energy in just a couple weeks. Starts this month. So get really excited about that, Aries. But first, we've got to bring things to a relative slow and come back to the space in between, Aries, where we're pulling these ideas together and we're also allowing some of that mental energy to rest. Now, truly, Mercury in the energy of Pisces is a lot, Mercury wants to move. It's quick. It wants to gather information and facts. Just give me the facts. And Pisces is like, well, it's vague. Pisces is vague. So really, what you're not going to have full access to until we get to the 19th of this month is facts. This is just intellectual fact. More than anything, Aries, I will tell you, lean into your emotional intelligence and lean into your intuitive intelligence, because that is giving you factual, intuitive, and emotional information, probably hitting you in your gut, and you're going to be able to work on that, okay? Now, as we get to the 7th, busy day, and a big day at that. Okay, so first and foremost, we've got a full moon happening, and this full moon is going to be happening at 16 degrees of Virgo. Now, we've been talking about the 8s this year, right? We've had lots happening at 8, lots happening at 16, and repeating over and over and over again. So the 8s still have a really big emphasis for us this month. But we've got a full moon at 16 degrees of Virgo, which is going to light up your 6th house space, okay? This is daily routines, health, wellness, mundane tasks that you do with work, health, and health care. This may be a time, Aries, it's right before birthday time for you. You're doing some extra checkups or doing things like that. But the full moon, Aries, is calling your attention to end something, acknowledge something, or adjust something. So there has to be a shift and a change that is being made at this particular time, but you have all of the lights on. And it's not about how you feel about it at this moon, it's the tangible earth facts. What does it look like, right? Do you have your health together? Do you have your daily routine together? If you're a freelance person, if you're going to be a digital nomad, whatever it is, do you have this together? Now, other things to think about, Aries, is if you're a caretaker to someone or if you have animals. We want to watch what's going on for them as well. Now, just like an hour or two later, it's not even a full hour, later, we're going to see Saturn moving out of the energy of Aquarius and moving into the energy of Pisces. This is all on the 7th, and this is huge, okay? Saturn being one of our outer planets, being our planet of restriction, but also responsibility, being a societal planet as well. When Saturn makes a move into a new sign, first things first, it's going to alert you of the things that are not working in this area of your chart. So as Saturn drops down here into Pisces in this 12th house, Mercury's down here as well, whatever's been going on in your spiritual belief, your vision for yourself, your plans, your goals that you've had for yourself, even beliefs. I would really think this too, Aries, did you have for a long time in your life, did you have views or ideas or beliefs or ideologies, and you're seeing that they don't fit anymore, right? Like they don't line up with who you are anymore, or something about them has been incredibly frustrating to get to. And instead of like being able to release that, you're struggling with that a little bit. Where are areas, especially spiritually, creatively, with an addiction or an illness or something that you're struggling with behind the scenes, or something that you're working on behind the scenes that maybe makes you feel very vulnerable? Saturn is moving into this space, and it's trying to level you up. That's what Saturn's doing here. It says, I'm going to take you to the next level of maturity, the next level of mastery, and you don't always feel comfortable going because you're not necessarily steeped in that maturity yet. To the other side of this though, Aries, where you have been killing it in this area, Saturn can help you rise to the position of expertise and mastery. Have you been writing that spiritual book for a long time? Have you been writing a book about how to leave the victimhood, right? That's a very big thing. How to spiritually create your business, or how to write poetry. What have you been working on that Saturn's actually coming in and putting some crystallization around, and you're going to be able to garner the support that you need to come out and use it. This is huge. Saturn's travels here is going to go all the way, think about it here, from March 7th of 2023, and we're not going to see the end of Saturn in Pisces. I'm talking moving forward, some retrogrades, moving into Aries, and then we come back in retrograde until 2026. So buckle in, Aries. There is some work to be having over here. And I also want you to remember, if Saturn in Pisces in this area of your chart is challenging in its first 4 months moving forward, Saturn is going to retrograde. So the things that have come to your table, you'll have a chance to review and to work on and to gain that mastery. Okay, so start to keep an eye on though where this Saturn energy is going to light up for you. Now when we get to the 12th, here's an aspect that I'm going to address more in the weekly, but I do think it's enough because Chiron's in your sign that I want to talk about it. So we're going to have transiting Jupiter, who's in your sign. You've got the expansion, you've got the travel, you've got the going out beyond your horizons completely available to you, okay? But Chiron is also here. So these two are joined together. And I think that it makes the Saturn and Pisces transit even more significant for you, Aries, because you are coming out with Jupiter in a conjunction to Chiron, which Chiron can be the wound the identity you were afraid to have, the identity you were afraid to step into, the doubting of yourself, right? But Chiron has been working on you, and you're a new identity. And that's why some of these old ideas that Saturn is also helping to burn off don't work, because you're not that person anymore, Aries, and I think you know it. But with Jupiter and Chiron coming together in this dance here, it's like, okay, I am ready to take myself out here. I am ready to stop pretending I'm not this new version of myself. I'm gonna, even if I baby step myself out here, I'm gonna do it, right? Like, you don't have this belief system necessarily fully holding you back anymore. Instead, it's like, I've got to move forward with it. So I actually think it's a very powerful aspect this month. Let me know in the comment section down below, as you get past the 12th, what this experience was like for you as you're forming it, okay? When we get to the 16th, Venus is going to move into the energy of Taurus, lighting up your second house space. Now, when Venus comes to the second house and in domicile, so very comfortable in the home sign of Taurus, your money gets nice, right? It can be a really nice money time, which is fantastic, because Venus is an attracting in energy, bringing in a salve, bringing in a healing, bringing in harmony, bringing in the good, okay? So Venus attracting into Taurus, first of all, you might be eating well, you might be sleeping heavy, you might be doing massages, even if they're home self massages. You could be prettying up your space, doing some aromatherapy, because when Venus is here, you're kind of like, yes, I need to express in a very physical way. Taurus is an earth sign. It's very physical. I need to express beauty in some way. But also, okay, you've got this different identity that you're coming out with. How is that changing your financial life? How is Venus impacting your relationships? Because relationships and finance is where Venus likes to live. So this can be so good for the romantic life, whatever that looks like for you, but draw it in the second house. Another thought for you, Venus is hot to trot on the stage this year, Aries. So something else you could be doing with Venus is looking at your possessions, right? You could be, it's not like a retrograde, not yet. Venus isn't retrograding until July, but this could be like you're starting to look at your possessions and see if you actually value that anymore, or you're selling it, or you're buying something and getting a really good deal because Venus is in Taurus. So can't wait to see how that one plays out for you, but we'll have it here all the way until April 11th. All right, on the 19th, we've got Mercury heralding its way to Aries season by moving into your sign. Mercury in your sign, Mercury in Aries. I talk about this every year because it makes me laugh, but my husband is in Aries and he has Mercury in Aries. So literally, Mercury in Aries can be like, you know, it can be like, boom, you're saying it. Right? You're saying it right now, and it's coming right at the person. And that's why, especially when my husband's getting really passionate about something, I actually stand to the side of him so that the words can come by me and not hit me. Okay? Because Mercury in Aries, you're not necessarily concerned about how tactful you're being. You're saying it with your chest out. Right? You're acting like a fire sign. Your communication, your thinking, it's impatient, it's quick. It's great because if you needed to cut through the crap and make a decision, Mercury in Aries is absolutely fantastic and going to help you be able to do that 10,000%. Now, just a day later, we see that Mercury has heralded the way. It said, hey, the sun is coming, and the sun moves into the energy of Aries. Happy, happy, happy birthday, Aries. Thank you for welcoming in springtime or fall, depending on where you are in the world, to us as well. This welcomes in not only Aries season, but the beginning of the astrological new year. This, in the Western astro world, is when we start our new year. So it is a very significant month. I cannot stress that to you enough. But now you yourself, Aries, are in your next setup for the next 4 weeks to begin your solar year. What do you want for yourself? Light, heat, life, and vitality is what the sun is bringing to this area. Aries. Did you see that? There was so many versions of Aries. right? So it's bringing the attention here. And we're not even done with it, because on the 21st, we're going to have a new moon at 0 degrees of Aries. It's going to be right here. So you have your opportunity to plant your seeds of intention, Aries. What do you want to begin? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to see? How do you want to connect? Where are you going to live, Aries? Are you moving? Are you living someplace else? How are you expressing yourself and your new identity through the experiences that you're having? You know, Aries, I am wondering too, because your ruling planet is it's gonna get ready to tootle on here in a couple days and get to the energy of Cancer, but not quite yet. At this moment, it's still sitting in Gemini. So I'm wondering, Aries, if you're not making plans. Are you making your last little minute plans and designs or adjustments? You're buying, you're selling something and getting ready for what's next. You're taking a class. What's going on in this area? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let all of us know what your vision of your next year is, so that we can put some good birthday love behind that, okay? All right, when we get to the 23rd, you've planted your seeds of intention at this new moon to begin what you want next, but we're going to welcome Pluto into the energy of Aquarius. Now, this isn't for a long stay, okay? This is not for a long stay. This is the preview of Pluto coming into the energy of Aquarius, but it is very, very specific. Okay, Pluto is our littlest planet, but man, is it powerful. It's about transformation. It's about control and power dynamics, fear, death. These are the things, destruction, that we work with when we're working with Pluto. So as Pluto, for an entire generation, for an entire global family, moves into the energy of Aquarius, we're going to see it from March until June. Then it will retrograde, and we'll do the whole retrograde dance. And then we'll get into 2024 and see Pluto officially ready to take the full, journey into this Aquarian energy. It moves very, very slowly. But as Pluto moves here, and it's so slow, in Aquarius, we're looking at technology, we're looking at science, we're looking at information and how we gather it, we're looking at our friendships. This lights up your 11th house. You are going to change your friends, your playmates, and your play places look like they are heavily on the change. So I will tell you right now, Aries, as you're thinking about your friendship group, you're also thinking about why or how you're connected to that organization, how important it is to you, where you need to innovate in this area. The questions of and the information that whom does not belong will not stay. As Saturn gets into its new sign, as Pluto gets into its new sign, the people, places, and things that can't hold that vibration will go. Friendships will go. Organizations will go. Places where you're demanding your individuality because you believe you need to break with a group or an organization or even a conception or a country because you don't support it anymore. These will be big things that we will confront. Now, Pluto's not all death, debt, and destruction, okay? There's also an incredible amount of empowerment here. It means you're going to leave some of the power struggles behind, where it's like, I don't need to fight for this so much, right? I don't need to fight for values that I believe in that maybe another person, place, or thing doesn't. I will maybe have less fight with technology. That work from home business you've been trying to get going may be able to expand you out in a different way, and you come into the space of conceptions and ideas that absolutely revolutionize the way you've been interacting with the world, making money, ways that you've wanted to overhaul your life, things like that will all become abundantly available to you. So pay attention between March and June, what's coming up for you in this area, because as we go from June to January, you're going to review that energy, okay? So I just want you to be mindful of that. Now, as we're going to close out this month, we'll see your ruling planet finally, after 7 months, ready to move on and get into the energy of Cancer. Now, this lights up your 4th house space, so home, family, real estate, property, your parents, where you live, your roots, your foundations, your genealogy comes through here as well. So any of those things could catch your attention. And with Mars, it's our doing planet. What am I doing? What is my strategy? What is my desire in this area? So for many of you, Aries, I'm telling you, I think think you're doing some kind of changing with your home for sure, whether it's you're cleaning that thing out, you know, you're decluttering, things like that, you're moving, you're renovating the bathroom. Some huge changes to the home life seem to be very much so on the table at this particular time. Now, I'm also just mindful that we do still have Uranus and that North Node in the energy of Taurus. And as Mars continues its travels through Cancer all the way to May 20th, we're going to see these planets in that point come into a conversation with one another, and they will form a sextile. So it also tells me that whatever is changing in the home, family, real estate property zone for you is potentially of real benefit, but you're having to put a fair amount of action behind it to actualize the changes that are going. Now, last thing I want to say about this before I close this up, I know this was a little bit longer than normal, and thanks for sticking with me. As we get to the 25th and Mars moves into this Cancerian energy, everything you have been working on, viewing, putting plans in place from August of 2022 when Mars got into the energy of Gemini all the way until now, that stuff is going to move forward quickly. It's like your plans and everything you re-strategized catches on fire like with kerosene on it. So be prepared as we get to the 25th to be ready to move. Mars in Cancer, thank goodness Mars is coming out of retrograde and moving forward in a water energy to burn off some of that excess heat that Mars built up over 7 months of not really being able to Mars, you know what I mean? So it'll kind of cool Mars down just a little bit and help you put, you know, even the drive for this is just what I want and how it's going to be, you know, it'll help you collaborate a little bit more, put that ego to a side a little bit and get things done, but it will be, I think, quite quick, okay? All right, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, have a gorgeous birthday. Share with us, talk with us in the comment section down below, grab your thank you gift, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye, Aries.